Hey everyone, Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'm showing you how to make chocolate chip pudding cookies. I have shared so many chocolate chip cookie recipes with you, and this is another one of my favorites. Today we are making chocolate chip cookies and we are adding some instant pudding mix into the batter. Now, the reason we're doing this is because it yields some of the softest, chewiest cookies that you've probably ever tasted. To begin, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you are going to need 2 sticks or 1 cup of unsalted butter, and you want this to be softened to room temperature. I'm going to add this to a large bowl, and we're going to toss in 1 cup of firmly packed dark brown sugar and a ½ cup of granulated sugar. And now you'll use an electric mixer to stir these ingredients together until everything is nicely combined. At this point, we're going to add our instant pudding. Now, you're going to need a 3.4 ounce box of instant pudding. Make sure it is not the cook kind, it has to be instant. Now, you can use whatever flavor you would like. A vanilla flavor is nice and neutral. I like to change things up a little bit, and I'm actually using a caramel flavor for today. We're gonna stir this in. Now you're going to want to beat in 2 large eggs. Our instant pudding mix is going to give these cookies a really nice flavor, but we're going to still add a little bit of vanilla extract. You're going to need a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you'll want to stir everything together until it's nicely combined. Now you'll want to set your wet ingredients aside so we can prepare your dry ingredients. You're going to need a separate medium to large sized bowl, and you're going to need 2 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I know this seems like a very specific amount, but I've tried this without the 2 tablespoons and with another 2 tablespoons to make it 3 cups of flour, and I have found that this is just the right amount of flour. This is 2 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. Along with our flour, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And you'll want to stir all of your dry ingredients together until they're nicely combined. Now bring back your wet ingredients, and we're going to gradually add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, stirring until everything is completely combined. Now you can use your electric mixer for this step. I'm just going to start by using my spatula, and then I'll switch back to the electric mixer if it gets a little too stiff. At this point, you're going to want to stir in your chocolate chips. You're going to need 2 cups of chocolate chips for this recipe, and I like to use a blend of half semisweet and half milk chocolate chips. I'm also going to go a little bit off recipe here and add a few sprinkles, because why not? One of my favorite things about these cookies is that there is no chilling required. Now, all that we have to do now that our batter is ready is we're just going to scoop our cookies onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet. You're going to want to use a 1½ tablespoon size cookie scoop. You can just drop your cookies directly onto the baking sheet and let them cook that way, but because I like mine to look nice and round and uniform, I'll usually just roll the cookie dough between my palms to make a nice round ball. That's just going to help them cook up evenly. Make sure you space your cookie dough at least 2 inches apart on the baking sheet because your cookies are going to spread a little bit. Now let's transfer our cookies to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where they're going to need to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. When your cookies are finished baking, you might notice that the centers still look really soft and maybe even a little bit underdone. This is fine. You're going to let them cool completely on their baking sheet, and the centers are going to finish cooking there, leaving you with really soft cookies. Now, if you'd like, within 1 to 3 minutes of the cookies coming out of the oven, you can press a few additional chocolate chips on the surface. This is totally optional. It just, in my opinion, makes them look really pretty. And that is how you make chocolate chip pudding cookies. Chewy, chocolatey, super simple with no chilling required. I really hope you guys try this recipe out, and please let me know what you think. Let me know what instant pudding flavors that you use. I'd love to hear from you. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. This is so good. It's chewy, it's chocolatey. This is like the softest cookie I've ever had. I think you guys are going to love this one, especially if you try it with different flavors. This is a good cookie. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's chocolate chip pudding cookie recipe video, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you enjoyed today's recipe video, here are a few others you might like as well.